Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to today's session where we are all set to understand what's a post-COVID real estate scenario of Bhubaneswar. We are presenting this much awaited webinar in collaboration with Orimark Technology, which is the technology partner. It's an IT company which has some interesting solution for real estate industry in particular. Our webinar partner is Altitude Events. It is a 15-year-old event planning and communication company with presence across all major locations in India. They are known for engaging and experiential event across the physical, digital, and virtual platform. Our esteemed panelists are on board. With a wonderful audience like you all and the team of panelists, I take this opportunity to start this session without any further delay. I think we are all set to start the session. Anshuman, basically, I mean, can you, the PPT, can you run the PPT? To all the audience and to the panelists, this Real Estate Insight is an Orimark initiative. Where we cover a lot of things. Our objective is
to engage and empower around 5,000 prospective home aspirants through real-time analysis, market updates, new launch, and much more.
To continually bring policymakers, stakeholders on one platform and share their views on different real estate issues. To connect builder, analysts of national repute for advisory. Weekly webcast with rich contents. 360-degree social media connect for a larger view and reach. We are fortunate to have industry leaders and experts on panel who need no introduction. Yet, following the protocol, I would love to introduce our panelist. Mr. Tapan Mohanty, Managing Director, Jed Estate, Senior Member, Credai. Mr. Manoj Tripathi, Managing Director, Satyavadi Constructions Private Limited, President, Naretco, Odisha, Vice President, Naretco, India. Mr. Nishit Ranjan Nanda, Founder Director, Samasti Infrastructure Private Limited, President, Afford. Umesh Patnaik, MD, Trisakti Promoters and Builders Private Limited, Secretary, Credai, Bhubaneswar. Ms. Sophia Firdos, Director, Metro Group, Coordinator, East Zone at Credai National Women's Wing. Ms. Malini Basu, Business Head, Odisha, SDFC Limited. Mr. Hruday Ranjan Das, Assistant General Manager, Home Loans, State Bank of India. I heartily welcome to the esteemed panelists today's webinars. Friends, before starting the discussions, we'll have a quick audience poll. Can you have the poll, please? Yes, this is a poll. It's meant for the participants, not for the panelists. I mean, we have around five polls of this standard where we cover certain things. And this is a question. The poll starts. The question is, what is stopping you to buy a new home in Bhubaneswar? Job certainty, property price, current economic situation. No, I'm ready to buy. And we have the second options and all that. We have lifestyle gated. This is the poll number 1. This poll number 2 is lifestyle gated community apartment. I mean, this is given an option. What will you prefer? Home options for living. Multiple choice. That is lifestyle gated community apartment, 200 or more unit in the city, outskirts, standard apartment, 30 numbers or less unit within the city, independent bungalow and duplex. Not decided. So I request all the participants, please address this poll so that we can show you the poll results. Please, the poll starts now. The poll starts now. I think participants, please participate and give your answer. Poll starts now. Yeah, 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you show the poll result, please? Wonderful. Job uncertainty. The first question, the poll result has just come. What is stopping you to buy a new home in Bhubaneswar? Job uncertainty is 13%. Property prices 31%. Current economy situation is 56%. No, I'm not ready. It's 19%. This is the first poll. The second poll, it's given an option. What will be your preference, or what will prefer home options for living? This is the option. So this the result has come. Yes, some kind of glitch. Anshuman, poll result is gone. Okay. So I think ladies and gentlemen, we have started with 2 polls. You have gone through those polls. These are the results. I mean, like this, we'll be covering during this webinar. We'll be covering around 5 polls, and we'll be getting all this kind of necessary inputs. We'll be sharing with you. Thanks, people, for your participations. We'll keep having such polls during the webinar and keep you engaged. I would like to add here, this engaging sessions, you all are sure to have a lot of questions for panelists. Please keep sharing those during the discussions. However, we'll address those questions in your Q&A, question and answer sessions after the most brainstorming is over. So we have a question and answer sessions where the most of the panelists will be engaged to answer whatever confusions or whatever market inputs you want to know. Panelists, all the leading panelists are available to answer your questions. So you can put these questions in your Q&A tab, which is showing on your button on your screen. So that is what I'll be regularly announcing, so that those who are not acquainted with Q&A, so they will be ready with all these kind of questions. They can set their questions by using the Q&A button. So now the main discussions, we are approaching the main discussions. Policymaker, along with the prominent stakeholders of the trade, that is builders, financiers, have designed a sustainable roadmap aimed at boosting the housing industry, which in turn will have a positive impact on the economy. This is across the country. During COVID, they have designed a sustainable roadmap. Our government also made some kind of an announcement to boost this housing industry, and those are expected to be a game changer for time to come. One among them is recently announced housing rules. All this kind of announcement, all this kind of initiative in our statement, our state government, what they have taken. So using those kind of initiative, we are designing a roadmap. What are those? So my first question is to Mr. Mohanty. Can you throw some kind of light on this kind of measure? Do you feel these are the sustainable measure? Will it ultimately result in boosting the mood and morale of the industry? My first question to Mr. Mohanty, all this kind of initiative taken by our state government, those are the sustainable measure? My question to Mr. Mohanty. Sir, please unmute your mic and please answer.
Well, to start with, Thanks to Orimark and thank you, Jitu, to start this initiative. All my congratulations and good wishes. Even for continuing or thinking of this kind of a webinar where you can bring people to a platform and discuss about different issues of the trade. Well, if you ask me just to give a preamble of that, in these midst of the pandemic, a lot of analysis or opinion been given by many experts from different part of the country that probably those old normals will never come back. Then we might get into the practice of a new normal. New normal was not known to anybody. Some were saying that we probably need to bring in changes in the building design to accommodate working from home, to make small workstations inside the flat, maybe making workstations in the project itself so that people can go nearby place, not travel to the offices, so on and so forth. But though it is very premature to predict anything, what the sustainability in the sector will be. But if you ask me, I don't know, many people may differ with me, but strongly and very gradually I feel that all this might be a passing cloud. As such, history always has proven that mankind has fought through many catastrophes, many catastrophes in centuries, and always has come back winning and come back to their normal living again. So I therefore feel that not much changes is going to happen after some time. We will come back, except maybe some temporary hurdles and difficulties. As such, Nalini ma'am is there because from HDFC she might throw some light about the increase in response of their clientele or whatever it is. But I think the trends available now indicates that we are moving towards a positive growth. Real estate will come back, is in the course of coming back. Change is a continuous process. So we should always be flexible to adapt to changes. But now coming to your real question that whether these rules, regulations, initiative by different governments, state government or central government is really going to help the real estate industry or not. Yes, of course, why not? Because government aim is that to bring necessary impetus to boost the industry. Recently, all of who we know, all analysts are acquainted with, they are all developer and related to development industries, real estate industry. The building bylaw, which is I should rate that a very pragmatic and an aggressive step by our state government. It could be a bylaw which is maybe a torchbearer to the whole country. The FAR going up to 7. I'm just indicating one point along with many other points are there which are very real estate, what do you call it? It will give a lot of boost. Probably our state or Bhubaneswar, even why Bhubaneswar? This is a development authority bylaw, so it can be implemented in anywhere where there is a development authority, maybe Parampur, Raulkela, so on and so forth, wherever there is a development authority. So Bhubaneswar is probably going to witness a lot of skyscrapers coming in future, maybe 30 floor, 25, 30, 40 will be the rule of the game. And thanks to our government for this very bold and huge move. In addition, also government is now focusing, because all of us, Umesh is there, all of us are here. We are in continuous touch with the government. Government is focusing to streamline the housing policy, the Apartment Ownership and Management Act, recently they have suspended the increased benchmark of the valuation, which is again a help in time to the builders. So I think government is doing whatever best possible on their part so that necessary help is available to the real estate industry. Interestingly and very welcoming step is Orera is now very proactive and in a positive manner started registering the projects and clearing the project registrations, which is a very, very good thing, which was earlier almost a stalemate kind of thing. Central government in its part also has brought many packages to revive, to strengthen the real estate sector, including special packages to aid stalled projects. A lot of funds have been allotted to that, including, and as such, PMAY, CLSS, those are always there to boost the affordable segment. So I think so many things like extension of tax holidays, additional reduction of 1.5 lakhs for interest for affordable housing, relaxation of external ECB for affordable houses. I think all these things are definitely going to, in some way or other, to some developer or other, going to help in large. Broadly, it will definitely bring necessary support and incentive to the real estate industry. As regards sustainability and growth, I can just divide it into very two small parts, maybe a short-term growth and a long-term growth. Short-term growth is because of this shock this industry got due to this pandemic. So this short-term growth can be propelled, I believe, mostly by the mixture of a fiscal support and the government policies, both by the central government and the state government. But my conviction is the long-term growth will always be driven mainly by the inherent strength of our country, which is a massive population with 35 to 40% of them being young, who have the dream, the aspiration, and day by day growing, increasing purchasing power. So that will, in long-term sustainability, that is the essence of or that is the strength of our real estate industry. So I therefore see a very steady growth of our real estate sector, particularly housing sector and especially affordable housing sector, warehousing, logistic parks, recreational centers, rental properties, both for office and houses, are some of the areas I also see a good prospect. Yeah, but due to this e-marketing, or what you call it, an internet marketing, growing larger and larger, there could be a challenge to commercial properties like malls, market complex. There, I think we need to be a little bit more cautious and careful and be watchful. But by and large, my conviction is we are in the path of coming back to normalcy. It may take a couple of months. Economy might take a year around thing to turn around. But we will come back. We have to come back, we will come back. And that is what my conviction is. If anybody has any query, I'll be too happy to answer. And that's it, Jitu. Please carry on.
Thank you, sir. The statement will come back and we have to come back. This is a wonderful and exciting segment. And the trade is an upward trend. Everyone is connected. State government is positive. Central government is positive. Buyers' sentiment is positive. You could see all these kind of things happening around, across the state. So we are definitely looking at for a positive signs. I agree. I'm agreeing with you, sir. On the supply side, the developers fraternity will ensure that Bhubaneswar market will see varieties of housing stocks. It definitely will produce varieties of housing stocks, as you have suggested, that the affordable, the luxury housing, rental housings, and all the housing stocks in Bhubaneswar will definitely create a wonderful marketplace. However, the larger concern is always in demand. That is demand. The larger concern, if you look at to any kind of a marketplace, that is a larger concern, is demand. Will the fresh supply find its market? That's a big question. Will the fresh supply find its market? Will the sellability be an issue? My next question is to one of our eminent panelists, Mr. Nishit Nanda. Mr. Nanda, can you share what could be the challenges in terms of market demand in post-COVID period, if any? Mr. Nanda, please unmute yourself. You are available, Mr. Nanda? Hello?
He's unavailable. We can pass the question to the next panelist.
Huh? He's not able to join?
No, he's not available on the panelist board.
Probably, we have to check it off. Okay. That is...
you can pass the question to next panelist.
My next question is, that is question number 3. It's all about RERA, because one is Mr. Mahanti could enlighten us all the possible supplies available, all the possible avenues available, possible moods are available, government moods are available. I mean, all these things in a much favorable stage. Now, this specific question is that the RERA is an area and implementation of RERA, and there we have all kind of changes in our real estate, all kind of changes in real estate practices across the country, because RERA, during this RERA launching and RERA is into practice, all kind of changes and challenges we are viewing. Mr. Patnaik, do you feel Odisha RERA is proactive enough, add value to our industry? Is it? Because most of the RERA practices across the country, because it's a state level subject across the country, most of the states are proactive. They are facing the challenges, doing all kind of necessary changes to boost the real estate sector. And RERA is a connecting factor. It's a very important factor for supply boost, for demand boost. What do you feel? I mean, what is RERA? I mean, do you feel that they are really looking for a change? It's a question, straight question to you, Mr. Umesh.
Thank you, Mr. Juto Mahapatra, for organizing such a nice webinar on the post-COVID scenario. I welcome all the panelists also. Tapan Bhai is there. Will definitely give good insight on this subject. You on RERA. Yes, RERA was the necessity for giving support to protect the interest of the buyers, as well as it is also to protect the interest of developers. We take in that way also. So now coming to RERA, yes, initially it took around 3 years to pass on the initial challenges to make it streamlined. But this time, during this COVID period, we could see there are many changes in RERA. There are many internal problems, so that previously the registration of projects was getting delayed, and our developer members were running after and are waiting for get their projects registered, so that they can launch their project and they can get bookings be made to their projects. So government could realize that during at the time of COVID that a much more changes is required, and the total the government has appointed a new chairman, very dynamic person has joined as chairman of RERA. After his joining, we could see a major change in RERA registration process. Almost it is now, I could personally see it streamlined. Every day we can see 3 to 4 projects getting their registration certificates. We can see it online. And there were issues and problems with the software that RERA is using. Now they've updated it, and after that they've appointed many consultants, new consultants in ORERA. They've now they've appointed many their subordinate staff who are technical savvy and experienced, because now all the scrutinies are being done online. So the persons who are doing the scrutiny should be computer savvy and should do the scrutiny on computers. Previously, there were staff, they are not computer savvy, and they are not that knowledgeable. So it was taking a lot of time. But now government has could understand understood the problem, and they have already appointed few such technical persons there now. So I could see many more projects coming in in very near future, around 70-80 projects. Even after lockdown, there were the ORERA office was almost shut down in the month of September. But after September, in October, there are holidays during because of our the Durga Puja holidays. In spite of that, around 15 projects have been got their RCs in the month of September and October. And I could see in the there are around 50-60 projects pending for registration, and I think they will get their RCs issued in the month of November, because they are working very proactively and very seriously. This is a very positive sign for the real estate projects, and if the all those pending projects are get cleared, much more housing stocks will be available, or the ongoing flats will be available to the buyers, and there will be buyers will have wide range of choices, so that to choose from varieties of project. As you asked in your opinion poll, there are different people have got different opinions to choose from, starting from small standalone apartments to lifestyle projects to duplex houses. So there are multiple options are available, definitely the buyers will be attracted, and this we could see a positive market, positive hype in future days to come, as Tapan Bhai said. Though definitely Odisha and Bhubaneswar will get a boost in real estate in the year of 2021. I could say all this on ORERA.
Wonderful, Mr. Patnaik. Because we normally know you as a wonderful public relations guy, wonderful industry connect person. You are connected with all the necessary government institutes and all that. You can influence them, you can guide them, you can motivate them to bring policies and all that, all these kind of things, in an industry favors, and that's an amazing character of yours. And this is where we could get, because that is what we are searching for. What is happening in RERA? Because RERA is a subject, talk of the industries last couple of years. What is happening is RERA, they are struggling, they're through their infrastructure, all these kind of things. What is happening in RERA? Because of everyone, my audience and my viewers, everyone literally is searching for and all that. What is the Insight RERA? Thank you very much. You could cover what is Insight RERA, what is happening, and you also have a very, very positive, very pro sign you could see, and you could show it to us that through RERA a lot of things is happening. And there, Mr. Mahanti also suggested RERA is it's now they are proactive, and we are also searching for a better real estate future of our state. I mean, this is now my question is to Ms. Sophia. That is a very, very specific and a pertinent question. RERA approved has been garnering a lot of attention from all categories of people, whether it is a home buyer, seller, bankers, policymakers. So everybody is connected. RERA has been garnering a lot of attentions. what are your views on the efficacy of RERA endorsement? The specific questions now to Ms. Sophia is, what do you feel? RERA tag works as a demand booster? Is RERA working as a demand booster? If any project, RERA is already tagged, because in Bhubaneswar, most of the projects, a few of the projects are already tagged. Is it really working? Because RERA is a demand booster, is definitely develop a confidence on the buyer's mind that once RERA tag is there and all that, my investment is safe. Builder definitely with all this kind of regulations around, they have to deliver all these things, in a particular way. They are also in that way regulated. So is it really working, Ms. Sophia? That's a question. So now everyone is eagerly waiting to have the answer. Ms. Sophia, please unmute yourself. Come back. Are you there?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Jeetu Uncle for having me here as a panelist and sharing the panel with all dignified personalities. And also, I would like to welcome all the enthusiastic participants who are here. Rightly said, RERA has definitely uplifted the consumer spirit, especially after 3 years of implementation. Today, I read a very good news, that is higher home loan demand has triggered the interest rate war. So we can see that there is a fight among all the banks providing lowest interest rate as low as 6.75%. And after 3 years of implementation, there are so many factors that RERA has brought together. That is why the demand is definitely boosted, and every buyer is aware about RERA. When you just go out to sell, then the first thing that they ask is your property registered with RERA? This has uplifted the spirit. Moreover, developers have got very much organized, and we are moving more towards branding ourselves as corporate, which has definitely helped in creating awareness amongst the buyers about RERA. Agents have got very much organized. We have done away with all the fake promises and all. Moreover, investors' confidence is also boosted after implementation. And RERA tag is very important. Like the first thing we go for advertisement is RERA registered project. It gives the right to information to a buyer about the property. It does away with all kind of fake promises. Buyer is aware about every detail of the property on a public platform, the carpet area, the schedule of the project, the delayed deliveries are done away with. They are sure about the delivery date, the penalties that are levied. So the first thing that we come up with the new advertisement is that there are registered projects, and definitely looking forward, as we can see today also the home loan demand has gone up after COVID also in the month of October, as I have got to know from all my friends and peers from the industry, that everyone has done really good, in here also and outside Orissa also. So the demand is again going up, and all these factors have come together, and so many benefits as given by the state government and central government, reduction in interest rates, CLSS scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana giving benefits up to 2.67 lakhs, then the income tax rebate up to 3.5 lakhs, and GST is definitely at the lowest at 1%. So all these factors have actually come together, and it's a very favorable market condition for buying a property, and the demand is definitely going up.
Thank you, Sophia. It seems the tag is working. You are convinced, and most of the builder friends are convinced the tag is working. It has to, because we have to. The industry was really searching for a tag, and now it is working, and we are getting benefits. The buyers are developing a confidence on that tag. Builders are developing a confidence on the tag, so the tag is working. That is wonderful. Anshuman, can we go for the second poll?
In the meantime, I will ask all our esteemed attendees to post their questions. In the meantime, we are just arranging the polls.
Mm-hmm.
So,
should I proceed? Should I proceed so that you get ready for the poll number 2 after this questions? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I'm proceeding. My question number 5. Question number 4. That is, I know everyone is favorable because Tapan sir is looking at the growth, looking at all this kind of government mood, government mindset, and all the policymakers, all the stakeholders around, everybody is definitely looking forward for a wonderful time. That is exciting for the trade, for our real estate trade. That's great. I agree with you. I mean, this is my particular questions we are missing. Mr. Nanda, I think now Mr. Nanda is available. That is where, this is my specific questions to Mr. Nanda. I agree with everyone. On the supply side, the developer fraternity will ensure that Bhubaneswar market will see varieties of housing stocks. And
good afternoon.
I'm coming to you. Nishit. My question is not complete. And the fraternity of Bhubaneswar market is see varieties of housing stocks. However, the larger concern, as always, is demand. Everyone before you, it's Umesh Babu, Tapan sir, Sophia, everyone is looking for a favorable side of the trade, because trade is happening, trade will connect, trade will yield results, and everyone. I have a concern. Will this fresh supply find its market? Will sellability be an issue? Mr. Nanda, can you share what could be your challenges? What could be the challenges in terms of market demand in post-COVID period? Could you see any kind of challenges and all that? Please. Now, Mr. Nanda, this is my question. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, my esteemed co-panelist. Very knowledgeable audience with us. And unfortunately, there was some technical problem, but I was very much inside this webinar. I was hearing to all my co-panelists. I heard to Tapan sir, I heard to Umesh Babu, I heard to Sophia. And I was a part of it, but unfortunately, I was not connected. So I have not lost any track of the discussion. So first of all, I'll thank you so much, Orimark, for taking this initiative at the right moment to address the issues related to this real estate. Talking about this, what could be the challenges in this post-COVID market? I was hearing to Tapan sir that I fully agree with him, and I also agree with Sophia, Umesh sir, that we are looking forward a bright future. This is a passing cloud. No doubt after some times it will pass away. Like I remember in super cyclone time, 21 years before, I was very apprehensive that this might simply ruin the business for next 5 years. It was so devastating. Even last year we saw funny, but luckily we could all come out of it. And this COVID is pretty good passing cloud. It will have its own time to pass away. But at the same time, no doubt it will pass away. No doubt it has boosted other way the demand for the housing. The site visits increased, the demand, inquiries, everything has increased. So this is the side effect of the COVID, that the demand is increased. But at the same time, my concern is somewhere else. My concern is that good time is going to come, but how prepared we are to address the post-COVID situation. Post-COVID means definitely COVID is going to impact some way. Some way it means it may be the customer mindset might change a little bit. Not exactly, he's not deciding to buy, but his priorities might have changed in this COVID period. It may be the size of the flat, it may be the preference, it may be the price, maybe what he used to call luxury before COVID, now he may not call that a luxury in this post-COVID. Maybe he was comfortable in 1,000 square feet apartment. Now it might be big for him, might be less for me. We don't know. We need to understand the customer's mood, customer's mind after this COVID, because it may not change a big thing, but small things which are the deciding parameters for a real estate project to take a decision to buy. I think something is going to change. Something has already changed. We need to think about those things. Those things can pose a challenge. Once we have the supply, considering all the favorable government guidelines, bylaws, and all those things coming together to boost the real estate. At the same time, some parameters, I think it has changed. We need to understand them so that our production, our supply does not become a stock inventory. So my concern is there. The challenges could be like the new normal. The new normal, for example, our development authority may not be asking you to go for a bigger lift, but our customer may be requiring a bigger lift. In this COVID situation, they have understood the social distancing. I'm just giving you one example. They may be thinking of, like Tapan sir told about that work from home. They may be looking for a workstation. They may be looking for a place where the students can go and take online classes. That may be a part of the community. So many things which are not imposed by the development authority as the minimum standards, it may change as per the customer's requirement or demand in this post-COVID scenario. So it may be more than the minimum what is required by the development authority. So my point is here, everything is going to be boosted in its own time. It may be just one more year to normalize all those things. But at the same time, we need to be a little bit organized to address the customer's requirements so that our stock moves. Whenever we launch a project in this post-COVID scenario, post-COVID situation, so we don't have to wait for the customers to come. Before launching the project, we can well guess, this is my customers. These are my customers. 50% of my customers are already visible when I launch a project. I know their mindset, what they are looking. So that will help my project, me to complete my project within the RERA period, because I don't have that luxury anymore. So some observation from my side, I have seen that post-COVID situation, we need to be more careful about all these things. Rather, I would add one more thing. It is a usual practice, unlike other industry, in this real estate, we go by assumptions. Most of our projects goes by assumption. If this is selling at this location at 60 lakhs, mine will definitely go at 65 lakhs. But now the scenario has changed in post-COVID situation. We must do a proper market study, understanding the ticket size of the flat, preference, type of community or customer. Like you are conducting a very good poll today. So I appreciate and congratulate that this is the need of the time. We need to work on the polls. We need to work on the customer's mindset, customer's mood to launch our product, to design our product. So now it is no more like that. I decide on the customer behalf, in this area 3 BHK will sell. It may not be like that. In this area, really there is a need for 2 BHK. I am pushing 3 BHK that area. So that means my concern. And moreover, over so many years, what I understand, and my co-panelists might agree with me, that we need to find out an algorithm, an real estate algorithm, on the factors the real estate works. All these things should be well researched and well studied in the market. And one more thing I would like to add here, that real estate is not a global phenomenon. When you talk about a particular place, when you talk about real estate in Bhubaneswar in Odisha, it is real estate in Odisha only. The real estate situation in Delhi, it may vary. The real estate situation in Mumbai, it may vary. We have seen in the past years also that it is not fully dependent, or all the examples cannot be taken here in Odisha. This is a very subjective, place-oriented, particularly in Odisha or Bhubaneswar, we have seen. So here, what is the customer mindset? Like people have lost their job. The salary has decreased. Okay. Some court is there. No more incentive, no more promotions. So it may not be a fact that people are now, they have little bit, they have reduced their ticket size. The person who was looking for a flat in 60 lakhs, now he's thinking in 50 lakhs. It might be a possibility. But at the same time, he's not going to compromise in his square foot. He's not going to compromise in his requirement. He wants the same 3 BHK flat in the same location, now at the 50 lakhs. So now we need to do a brainstorming session, like what could be the parameters we need to take into consideration when you launch the post-COVID supply. So this is very really interesting subject. And I think a lot of participation will come on this also. And when you ask me about the challenges of the supply of the new projects, I think these are few challenges. And definitely we need to do it in a very scientific, market-oriented, realistic manner to address the challenges. And I strongly believe that if we can address these challenges and if we can do this scientifically, we need to work on this, then definitely our post-COVID projects are going to be very successful, people-oriented, customer-oriented, cost-effective, really affordable.
Thank you, Nisat. You could address us with the new normal challenges, because we are thinking of supplies, because supplies will be available. All these things are into place, but new normal challenges, the mindset. It's an intelligent product now. Real estate has become an intelligent product now. It's no more a referral product. You previously what we are doing, once we are planning for a project, so now we were taking a referral price, what other fellow builders are doing, what could be the possible price, my price will be this. So these were the thinking process. But now the market dynamics have changed. Once the market dynamic has changed, the change is challenge, the challenge is change. So now the adaptability, imagine whether this pre-COVID, whether this COVID has taught this, or the pre-COVID mentalities and all that different area. I mean, these are available, but Bhubaneswar is not adopted this. Bhubaneswar probably has not seen that standard of market with a micro market thought process around. So if you look at it, you could give us a insight which literally guide us that we need to be. The real estate is today a very, very intelligent product. You need to do a market survey. You need to do a market analysis. It's a proper technical way. You need to do your catchment analysis. You need to do your price analysis before you launch a project. That's, yes, I do agree with you. But now I'm again going to another gentleman, Mr. Tripathi. He is a vice president of Naretco India, and as a president of Naretco Odisha, he's connected to Bhubaneswar. He's connected to all other necessary practices. The fellow builders outside, what they are doing, he's connected to all those kind of necessary practices. He knows what are the challenges and what are the changes. What are the other area of builder from Mumbai, builder from Bangalore, and what are the challenges they are facing. Though in this statement, it's a local product, but definitely we need to understand your support market, your connecting market changes, challenges, and all that. It could be a referral practice. Mr. Tripathi, my questions to you that you have been proactive, you see the supply boost in the demand through amendments in the operating process by offering various incentive packages. What should be done bringing back Bhubaneswar real estate market into flourishing heights? What are your suggestions to bring back the glory of the realty sector of Bhubaneswar? Because using your experience, using your knowledge of the practice, in the different area, what do you feel? What are the gap between Bhubaneswar practice and other practices? What could be added on so that Bhubaneswar could be the win-win model? Mr. Tripathi, please go ahead.
Good evening. My heartfelt thanks to Jitu Babu for organizing this webinar. Good evening also my friend Umesh Babu and Nitish Babu, the evergreen hero of real estate industry in Orissa, Tapan Bhai, to big financial company, Malini Madam and Hurdaya Ranjan Das. Home is where the heart is. It is the locus of everyday family life and a repository of objects and memories. Only a few are capable enough to stand on their dreams of making a beautiful houses. Housing is the key input in economic, social, and civic development. Many housing-related activities contribute directly and indirectly to achieving broader social, economic, and civic development goals. Housing investment is a major driver of economic growth. In the rat race, what man's struggle is for getting a shelter. Housing is considered as a driver of economic development in both developed economies as well as developing economies. The advent of COVID-19 has severely affected each and every country in the world. My knowledge is the concern in Bhubaneswar. 150 ongoing projects are on hold due to lack of laborers, lack of engagement of flats, lack of materials, and most importantly, financial problem. The sudden halt of construction activities, but the real estate sector and the inevitable halt in an unplanned and unprecedented way. Since then, the property slash has declined by 80% in 8 major real estate markets of India during the month of April and May 2020. Now, gradually, the real estate sector is improving in Odisha. Now, the question arises, how is it improving? The answer to this question is, first, government has dropped the rate of interest for house loans. Due to the extension of CLSS component under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Now here, another question arises that how can the financial institution help during this pandemic? After introspecting all the situation, we can conclude that if the financial institution can sanction the loan to the buyer within a small gap of the time and disburse the sanction amount to the developers, then the project that are on stay can restart themselves and complete in the scheduled time. The Odisha government has announced multiple measures and policy changes to provide a flip to the real estate sector in the state. The real estate sector needs further support from the government in shape of concession of stamp duty. In the state of, for example, in the state of Maharashtra, stamp duty was reduced for the 6 to 3% in the wake of COVID-19 to help the real estate developers. This boosted the real estate sector, and by virtue of more registration of documents relating to the real estate, the revenue earned out of the stamp duty increased substantially. Even more expected, it is suggested that the state government of Odisha should consider to reduce the stamp duty and registration fee by 50%, that is 7% to 3 or 3.5%. In respect of joint venture project and project taken upon the revenue sharing model, the stamp duty for the power of attorney may be reduced to 2% from existing 7%. Before concluding my speech, I would like to the leaders of the real estate sector to be united and demand to the government these 3 things: reduction of stamp duty, general power of attorney reduced to 2%, sanction of loan in the stipulated time to the buyer, and accordingly disbursed to the developer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tripathi. You could enlighten us the other states' practice. That is now wonderful practices of how Maharashtra government, by reducing the stamp duty, how their registration has gone up and how it has impacted the real estate market there in Maharashtra post-COVID. So this is another area. You also suggested a couple of things, what our state could adopt so that real estate industry could get a boost. That's wonderful. I think we cover all those kind of things. What is a supply centric and all this kind of challenges, all this kind of offers, what we are getting, all this kind of initiative government has taken. But basically what buyers trained, what is the sentiment of a buyer, and we are touching. We have eminent panelists, eminent panelists. That is, we have Mr. Dash, Mr. Bashu from finance sector, from SDFC. So we need to touch them to understand a buyer sentiment, what exactly a mood of a buyer. So in current situation, various challenges have emerged due to the pandemic. However, has it impacted the prospective buyer sentiment? I would request Ms. Malini Basu of SDFC to throw a light on Bhubaneswar real estate market and specifically, Bhubaneswar real estate market and analyze of a general buying sentiment during COVID and post-COVID era. My questions to Ms. Basu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, this is what, because during this period, during this COVID period, you have gone through all this kind of buying sentiments. People are coming to you. They are taking a taking a call from you, what is the necessary price, what could be the interest rate and all that. So you are generating a wonderful database in the process. What is it like? What do you find? What is the buyer's sentiment? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Mahapatra, for once again organizing this event. And I feel extremely privileged. I think one of the greatest things to happen post-COVID is that all of us can connect together on this forum. This is something which we didn't think of, such a small and such a simple idea, but this is something that we have not thought of pre-COVID, but maybe, one of the positives of the COVID era is that we can connect like this.
Thank you, ma'am.
With all my esteemed seniors, Mr. Mohanty, Mr. Patnaik, we always, met one-to-one. Mr. Nanda, Mr. Tripathi, everybody, but of course, Sophia, we always met one-to-one, but coming together like this, sharing our ideas, this is fantastic. And I'm sure Hridaya will also share my sentiment. He's also from SBI. So of course, Mr. Mohanty and Mr. Patnaik have already, summed up. And I think I kind of tend to agree with both of them. That there are two aspects that we must look at. One is the short-term aspect where, the government has provided enough fiscal incentive to kind of, boost the sector. So as we have all seen, there have been reduction in stamp duty rates in some states. Mr. Nanda talked about it. Home loan rates are at a 15-year low. So, home loan rates today are in the range of 6.7 to 8%, even for, non-housing loan properties. So I think that is a big boost. In the short term, it will kind of definitely help, buyers focus on their activities. And I, again, completely agree with Mr. Mohanty, where he talks about, the long-term perspective, where we are going to, the economy will definitely show a boost because of the, because of our population, because of the youth. And, man by nature is a social animal. So I think slowly we are already kind of, getting used to the COVID situation. Of course, we must exercise the maximum amount of caution, but life must go on. And it has been only a temporary shock. So I would actually like to share some figures if I'm, when I'm talking about HDFC, and I'm sure Hridaya will also agree with it. So, in the month of April, we were 97% lower than our business last year. Month of May, 75%. June and July, it was about in the range of 30%. This is the figures compared to last year in the month of 19. In the year of 2019. In August, however, the trend started, increasing. We were 7% above our last year's business. In the month of September, we were 11% above last year's business. And in the month of October, we recorded 35% increase over our last year's business. So, in the month of October, HDFC has recorded the figures which have been the second highest in the history of HDFC. And my company today is 44 years. So I think, that will kind of give you a perspective of the sentiments in the market. People are getting back. I was very, I think that sounded very exciting when Mr. Mohanty said that, maybe we can look at community halls with work from home stations where people can go and kind of, instead of traveling, instead of going to office, people who can work remotely can do that. So I'm sure these kind of changes will be brought about by the, by our developer fraternity. Another thing which I wanted to, point out to the forum here, to my esteemed panelists and also to our participants, that we have analyzed, the product portfolio at HDFC. This is, of course, specific to HDFC and specific to HDFC Bhubaneswar. So of our total product percentage, last year, the whole of last year, about 38 to 42% were first purchase. So these were people who were buying from the builders, buying new properties, old properties. I'm sorry, I don't have that breakup, but 38 to 42% was the first purchase, percentage of our total business. And this year, when we have analyzed from April till October this year, the percentage remains the same. So I would like to kind of, really point out that the sentiment is there. We might have to kind of, move on to newer methods. Like Mr. Mohanty suggested, like Mr. Patnaik suggested, RERA is again very active. Sophia also mentioned that people are looking at RERA registrations. So registrations are happening. Stamp duty rates have been reduced. So I think we are only looking at a positive, movement from here. I would request all my counterparts, all my industry counterparts to also embrace the online, portal. We at HDFC, of course, have an online portal where developers can, showcase their properties, can showcase the, unsold stock, all the new inventory. So there are few changes that we must make, but otherwise I see builder sentiment at an all-time high, which is proven by our October figures. Of course, the economy should take some time to kind of, it will take some time to get back to normal. But I think if all of us, follow the precautions which are advised, if all of us kind of, because at the end of the day, housing is an inherent requirement. So people are going to need a roof over their head. And like Mr. Mohanty pointed out, 30 to 40% of our population is in the youth segment. So going forward, they are going to be looking at houses. They are going to be looking at a place to live in. So we are kind of, very confident that there will be no, spurt in or no downfall in the demand for housing. So I think we should all be positive. We should be looking forward. And of course, we should all be working together to ensure that, in Bhubaneswar especially, we can get back the market sentiments pre-COVID. As far as HDFC is concerned, we have already seen it. We are ready to extend all our support in terms of construction finance. Government has extended the PMAY scheme. If we are looking at affordable housing, there will be a lot of new customers, new first-time buyers who will be looking at buying property, and they will be eligible for the PMAY scheme, the government's CLSS scheme. So I can only see things going ahead from here. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Basu. The wonderful insights, you could share it with us that, the sentiment is an all-time high. That's particularly underlines statement. The entire participants available here and the panelists available here, and they are encouraged, they are excited to know that the sentiment is all-time high. And the statistics, what you have shared with us, that last quarter and this quarter, the analysis and all that, what you have said it with us, that 38 to 42% and 38 to 42% and all this year, even if it has not crossed and all that, managing the same statistics, that's definitely an important figure. That is where we all are excited. And now, before I go to Mr. Hudayat Taj, Anshuman, should I ask for a poll?
Yes, we can go.
Yeah, this is poll number 3. Does Smart City Bhubaneswar attract non-ODI citizens to settle in Bhubaneswar? Yes, no. So participants, you can address to it and all that. It's only participant can address, not the panelists. Please, your time begins. Yes, no. Please, you have 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's close it. Ansuman, get us the poll result. Yeah, does the Smart City Bhubaneswar attract non-ODI citizens settle in Bhubaneswar? Yes, 63%. No, 16%. Not very sure, 21%. This is again, with this kind of participants available here, this is a small survey. We have small poll we've done, but the results are exciting. So that's another area. Bhubaneswar is definitely looking forward for. Non-residents ODIs wants to settle in Bhubaneswar and all that. The expectation is 63%. Thank you very much. Now, this is what, this stalwart in finance industry. This is State Bank of India. They are also in the same page, or they're into a different page, where Ms. Basu is. Let's go and understand his view. My subject is and all that, Mr. Das. Let's understand the buying sentiment during the COVID and post-COVID demand projections of Bhubaneswar market from none other than AGM home loan of SBI, Mr. Budai. Mr. Das, please share your view. Mr. Das, are you there?
Yeah. Am
Please.
I audible? Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon, all the my co-panelists, the viewers, and really I am thankful to the Orimark, specifically Jituma Patra sir, for arranging such a wonderful event. Really, I was from the very beginning in this webinar, and it is really lively. And from the demand side, already Madam Basu has shared her insights. I am also from State Bank of India. If we'll see the buying sentiments of people, specifically during COVID time and post-COVID. So I must say that during COVID time, starting from end of the March, April, May, June, in State Bank of India specifically, the housing loan growth was very meager, but it started taking pickup specifically from July and most significantly from August. From July onwards, there is a growth in double digit. And just like Madam Basu, I may say that in State Bank, specifically Bhubaneswar, during September, the YoY growth for housing loan, specifically in Bhubaneswar and SBI, it was 39%, and October it was 48%. Means the same October, what was the growth during last time, and this year during the October it was 48%. It's a remarkable achievement. So now the things are improving. Presently, the scenario has improved, and the most of our home loan purchasers or buyers or who are aspirant who are looking for to purchase a home, most of them are in work from home situation. And some statistics, some measures that has been taken by bank itself as well as by the government of India, which helps to boost the demand. So if we will see the post-COVID demand, really it is just in a galloping stage, it is developing. And I think specifically as a banker, the home loans are safe, and this it is a long-term relationship with the customer. And this is the only sector which is growing in double digits. So specifically the demand has been triggered because of work from home needs. Certainly in some cases the discounts from the builders, what Madam Basu and others also say, in some states the reduction in stamp duty and the interest rate, that is the one-time loan means before 15 years or more than 15 years, this is the one-time loan which is starting from 6.8 to 7.5 or 8%. Besides, as a measure, some employees, means Navaratna companies or public sector, maybe in state government and central government sector, those who are not getting their full salary. So bank is also considering, specifically I can say State Bank is considering the loan, taking into the consideration the full salary as if they are getting the full salary. Though some of the percentage, 50%, 30%, some percentage are being kept separately during the COVID time period, not full amount was being paid to the employees. But while calculating the loan amount, we are taking the full amount. So this is one of the measures that we are taking to give the benefit of customers to purchase the housing loan. Besides, also those who have suffered during the COVID, the bank is not charging any penal rate of interest. Neither the bank is also not declaring the NPA who has failed in regularly paying their payment during these 6 months starting from March to August. So besides this, there is also Prime Minister Awas Yojana, so they can get the benefit of approximately 2.67 lakhs. But as a realistic banker, what I observe in comparison to pre-COVID scenario and post-COVID scenario, so now much of the leads, especially most leads are coming through in a digital way. So the government of India has already established one contactless lending platform, which we say CLP or PSB loans in 59 seconds. Besides, the State Bank of India has its own app, you only need one. And some online customer acquisition solution one can apply online also and attract the customer. Presently, our bank is giving 0.05% concession in rate of interest, also which attracts a lot towards the for purchase of new housing loans. And besides, I can say in supplier side also, as per the government regulations, now specifically LIG and EWS categories, 20% total flat 20% are earmarked for the LIG and EWS categories. And specifically in Bhubaneswar, very soon government is introducing a common platform through which the plan approval could take place. So which will also help the customers who is going to construct their own building instead of purchasing the flat or apartment, who are going to construct their own buildings. So the process will be easier and it will be smoothened so that the loan could be sanctioned at a lesser time, or very shortly it could be sanctioned. And besides, what State Bank of India as a whole, specifically from my side, I may say that presently we are getting the means full support from the builders category also, and certain relaxation like IT returns. Suppose as because the the filing of returns that has been deferred up to 31st December. So we are considering in case of businessmen also, as well as in case of salaried for the assessment years 2019-20, we are taking that into consideration, and accordingly we are going for the sanction of housing loans. So now things have developed, and from supplier side also, the laborers who has been migrated, they are coming back, and this huge amount of disbursement that will also help the from supply side, means from the builders, so that they can the cost that has already overrun, so it can give certain relaxations, and so that it will be there will be a match between the supply and demand side, and which will definitely help for the growth of this real estate sector to a higher platform. So these are my insights, and I think as because this is a wrong means long-term relationship with the customer as well as with the bankers, and we are what we observe this during October, specifically Mumbai, it has shown the highest demand, and likely it is followed by Delhi, Bangalore, and in Bhubaneswar specifically, the demand is also very much significant. So the strategies that has been taken by the bank, that has been taken by the government, and specifically now RERA has also been stabilized in Bhubaneswar, what I presume, and means some RERA approval, it has already started. I think in very within a period of short time, more approval will come, and which will help us to develop a continuous and long-term relationship with the builder as well as with the customers.
Thank you, Mr. Das. Thank you, Mr. Das. It's again, everyone. I mean, in fact, you also have come out with a wonderful statistics where, last quarter, this quarter, you have shown a growth. That's again exciting. And you also given us a inputs, share us a inputs that Bhubaneswar is into a growing path. That's again exciting for the participants and for the panelists. With these discussions, we all have ample reason to be optimistic. Bhubaneswar real estate is sure to have its seen back very soon. The new government rules could be a supply booster, and as everyone, I mean, Mr. Mohanty, Mr. Patnaik, Mr. Tripathi, and everyone pointed out, Ms. Sophia, that the new government rules could be a supply booster. The new RERA authorities all said to become a win-win platform. By bringing transparency, it is sure to help the prospective buyer take right and quick decision. Swift approval of the promoter project will also serve as a supply booster. RERA approved project tag gaining a sense of trust factor among the prospective buyer, as Ms. Sophia suggested, and all that. I think most of my builder friends are definitely agreeing into. The promoter builders have understood the new normal practice, and they are all set to make the trade an engaging one. I mean, this is suggestion from Mr. Nanda that, it's not the old traditional thing and all that, you need to adopt the new normal practice to look beyond. That's what is essential for the new age real estate. Both the financiers have provided us with enough statistics to be highly optimistic about the rise of housing demand in near future. Dear friends, these are all the financier the demand statistics, the supply statistics, the regulation statistics, the mood, everything we cover. Now let's touch. We have done a survey. We have done a very recent survey taking 300 sample cases, 300 sample cases and all that, where we need to understand, we need to check the reality, the mindset, the trend of the mindset of prospective homeowners. Yeah, Anshuman, please run the survey video. Thank you. I think, what we have done, we have taken a sample survey, and the first page and all that, we have shown you the numbers. Second page, we have shown you the statistic, the graph, what is it, and what we feel, I think, most of the panelists and most of the participants, they must feel, I mean, the prospective buyers, prospective home seekers, they are also equally in a mindset. They're also following the market and all the changes, the challenges in the market. They're also all set to get themselves involved into the transaction process. So that is definitely exciting. So all things are put together. We are going through a very, very optimistic mood. That's great. That's great going for this panel discussion. After the interesting take of the panelists, I would like to present. I would like to. I believe the survey statistics is quite exciting. Anshuman, can we think of a poll 4? Are you ready for it?
Sure. We are just going with that.
Yes. Do you prefer to live in a lifestyle gated community apartment, 200 more units in the city outskirts, or a standard apartments, that is 30 or less in the city, or an independent bungalow or a duplex? I mean, this is what a very specific questions. I think most of the viewers available here, they are aware of it and all that. Now, please address what would be your preference. Please, now the poll starts. Yeah, you have 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, poll result, please. Yeah, quite exciting. Lifestyle gated community apartments, which is the size could be around 200 more units in the city. Even if it is in the outskirts, people prefer to take a decision. It's 68%. Standalone apartments, 30 or less than that in the city, it's 12%. Independent bungalow and duplex is 20%. Yeah, it's definitely quite exciting. After all these insights, the most pertinent question is how soon? I mean, this is the most pertinent question. This is question number 2. It's a short round. I think everyone has shared their views. We got everything insights. What is happening in the markets. This is a short round. After all these insights, most pertinent question is how soon it happen. We all are eagerly waiting for the momentous period to set in. How soon can we expect? I mean, that is what, I mean, I'm giving you a projected marketplace. This is what I'm a projected marketplace. Let's say a projected market supply of 10,000 units and a projected demand of 20,000 units. I mean, because once we design a marketplace, or once we want the marketplace as to be a happening marketplace where everyone would be happy, the perspective, the seller, the builders, the buyers, and all that, and everyone would be happy because everyone will be searching for a marketplace. So my question is very specific now. Let's design a new normal marketplace. Now, post-COVID market situations, now I'm giving you a fabricated marketplace and all that. And my question is when it will happen? How soon can we expect this standard of marketplace, so that, this is a projected one, this is a fabricated one, and I'm touching it and all that. My question is to Mr. Mohanty, sir, how soon? I mean, we will be back into business. Sir, are you there? Mr. Mohanty, are you there?
Is there, sir? Sir, just unmute yourself.
Yeah, I probably, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is very specific. I have given you a specific fabricated and all that because everyone is looking forward a marketplace and all that. Bhubaneswar marketplace. I mean, my design is that 10,000 supply, 20,000 demand and all that. This is a marketplace what we have designed and what we all are looking forward for. How soon can we touch it?
I think we are already in the path of that. Maybe another 3-4 years, we will have a huge supply start coming to the market, because every builder will start taking advantage of this new bylaw. So, and where the FAR has gone so huge, and it is also one way good because it will start reducing the load for new lands. So in the same old land or patch of land you have, you will always load the more FAR and achieve the, what do you call it, maximize the FAR. So now more and more supply will start coming. Market looks very positive. To me personally, I have no doubt that market will come back in months, not in years. Market coming back is a matter of months to my feeling, because the kind of inquiries, the kind of people dropping in to inquire about the forthcoming projects are huge. It is a question that how much conversion will happen to that. It is always a matter of debate.
Right,
but there are queries. So once there are inquiries, people are inquiring for the new projects to come. After all, why not the builders will take advantage of that situation? Make the hay when sun shines, when the market is good, every builder will start bringing good projects.
Wonderful.
Are you, by the way, asking that the kind of number, when do we expect that kind of number to come to the market? Is that your specific question?
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm giving a fabricated thing so that we all will be excited, because we all are looking forward to a marketplace. You, the financier, the realtor, everyone is looking for a marketplace.
But I don't think 10,000 supply per annum. It will take a little bit of time for Bhubaneswar.
Sir, let's take
because Bhubaneswar, and ultimately you have to also 10,000. I think it will be slightly a long period of time. We have to wait, because we have to also look into the population Bhubaneswar has, with a 12, 13, 14 lakhs population bracket. Of course, it is gradually very fast increasing. 10,000 to it may take around I don't know, 4 or 5 years from now.
So anyway, sir,
At least.
thank you very much, sir. I mean, your call is that 10,000, an average 10,000 in a unit for a year is quite be an optimistic figure and all that. That is because Bhubaneswar normally, we have taken a statistics, 2-3 years back when Bhubaneswar was into a functional place and all that. On average unit, we are touching around 7,000 a year, whatever it may be and all that. The projection is this and all that. What is your call on it, Mr. Patnaik? Mr. Mahanti's suggestion that it might take 3-4 months to achieve that figure for annum 10,000. So what is your call on it, Mr. Patnaik? Please unmute yourself, Mr. Patnaik, Mr. Umesh Patnaik.
Yeah. 10,000 units per annum definitely will take time in terms of real estate, because there is a growth in the population we have seen last. It's a very an upward graph we have seen, but in spite of real estate developed by the developers, there are private constructions are also going on. People till today, people prefer to construct their own house in Bhubaneswar. So in real estate projects, 10,000 units per annum definitely will take 2-3 years time to come.
2-3 years. What could be your call? What could be your size? It's just a fabricated. What could be your size? Could it be 5,000? Could it be 3,000? Could it be with this kind of situations? What could be your projections? 4,000 because per annum supply and all that, the transactions, and after that will follow. What could be?
Yeah, 5,000, 6,000 supply now we can expect in 2021, 22. We can expect.
So 2021, your figure is 2021, and so 21 calendar year and all that. We at least try to reach 5,000, right? Yes. What is your call on it, Mr. Nanda? Are you there?
Yeah. I also agree. 10,000 is a little bit not very realistic. It is looking at this time. In fact, considering the present situation, 3,000, 4,000, I am looking at 2021. It may gradually increase. It will gradually increase in 21, 22, 4,000, 5,000. Yes, whatever the situation comes, the demand is increasing, the population is increasing. And maybe some people, they are planning coming back to, just like you have taken a poll that many people, many Odia staying outside, they are planning to come back, winding up and planning to come back. That may add few instant demand, instant increase in numbers. Still, to be very realistic, 4,000, 5,000 should be an average for the next 3 years.
Thank you, Mr. Nanda, and all that. Your call is 5,000. So my realtor friends, my finance friend, they'll be very happy because they are on the process of getting a projection. So wonderful. What's your call on it, Sophia?
Rightly said, sir, because now we can see everything on the RERA portal. There is, I think, 200 registered online and offline projects. And moreover, another 100 is there in the pipeline. So like they said, I think the market absorption as on date is just 3,000 to 4,000 in Bhubaneswar, not more than that. Maybe in the longer run, maybe it will take a decade so that the population will rise and accordingly the demand will be boosted.
So you mean to say that 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 will be average figure, and after that, with this kind of policies and a government initiative, market mood, whatever it may be, and all that, will be continuously maintaining this 4,000, 5,000 for a period of a decade.
Yes, policy for housing for all will be driving it, and unless and until the population is driven, this will take a longer time.
Okay, thank you. What's your call on it, Mr. Tripathi? Because you have seen a larger market, bigger market, you're mixing up with all optimistic builder across the country. What's your call on it, Mr. Tripathi? Please unmute and answer.
There are several challenges. That is not possible in 10,000 in 2021. It is take little bit time. I request leader of the real estate sector strives to convert it opportunity.
So you agree to the same terms, around 4,000, 5,000 could be
yes, 100%.
Okay. Madam, as a financier, you have seen Bhubaneswar inside, and I mean, you have seen the statistics, what through SDFC, what is it like, last few years. I mean, now the projections you are watching, now the mood sentiment you are watching, what is a projections you have in mind? Ms. Basu, are you on the line?
Sorry, projection.
Projection. No, it's a fabricated, it's a projections and all that. So no, units.
Yeah, so I think I'll go with the, because all my esteemed seniors and peers in the industry, colleagues in the industry are saying that. So I think we will also be looking at, about 3,000 to 4,000 units. I think that should be what we are looking at. And like Sophia is saying, everything is available on the RERA website. So, that is that's a big positive for all of us, because customers are the first thing that whenever customers approach us for a loan, they also want to know whether we are funding RERA approved projects, whether RERA approval is there, whether own occupancy certificates are received. So people are also very well versed today. So I think we would like to go with the figure, and with the government measures, hope that more people kind of can afford these kind of properties. Because if you look at your poll also, the demand is for properties in the range of 30 to 70 lakhs. So that is what we have seen. But of course, when we look at the request for gated communities, I think that budget will also increase. So there was almost a 11% percentage of our participants who said that they would look at properties above 1 crore. So, it's all very heartening. Let us just hope for the best. And I think all are the best of the people are there on this panel. So I think we will go by the same estimate.
Mr. Uday, you go by all the panelists and all, it's 4,000, or you have a different view, Mr. Uday? Are you there?
No, yeah, I'm here. So as per the trend, what is going on here at Bhubaneswar, we have a central processing cell here. So in a month, what I see, we are going for 350 to 400 means projects, new projects specifically. The loan amount ranges within 50 lakhs, and merely 60% of the loan amount, it is within 50 lakhs. That means the project cost is around 70-75 lakhs. And more than high value properties above 1 crore, it constitutes 20 to 30%, what I presume, in Bhubaneswar. So if I will take the figure of 300 to 350 in Bhubaneswar retail asset processing cell, so as a whole, in a whole bank level, so what I presume, what I can say, there might be 2,500 to 3,000 per month. A new means apartment would be sold, and in as there was a stagnancy, what Madam Basu and Madam Sophia also told, but means RERA approval was lacking, and which is just started, and the projects that are in the pipeline and it will got the approval. I think this figure will increase. It may be within 4,000 to 5,000 currently, which may increase subsequently. This is my opinion.
Thank you. So we have come to a figure that is a projected figure. I think all of us would be happy, even if it is 4,000, 5,000, whatever it may be. We all are happy that we could see over time to come, within a year or something like that, around 3,000 to 4,000 supplies. As a financer, you'll be happy. As a realtor, I'm happy. My realtor friends available in this webinar, they must be happy, because we are generating a projected figure. That's a wonderful statement. We all are agreeing into that. 4,000 in Bhubaneswar market is achievable, and the supply will be there. So we are designing a marketplace of 4,000, at least a 4,000 unit for a year to come. Thank you very much. And now the session is a question answer session. In the sessions and all that, all the participants, you can put your question answer, and you can just touch your Q&A tab, and which is showing on your bottom on your screen. You can ask questions. We have panelists available. Now we are going for the question answer session. So now you can ask questions for the panelists.
Sorry to interrupt, Jitu bhai. Jitu bhai, can I interrupt you for a moment?
Sure, please.
I have a question. Before that, I was going through your poll. So poll was fantastic. The 300 participant, whatever they have contributed is fantastic. I am stuck up at one point. I think my friends will agree with me that post-COVID, the price will fall. 67% of your participants, they have 67% they have said anticipate that price will fall. Can you have a talk on this? All
because
my co-panelists, do they agree that the price will fall after COVID?
That's another webinar. That's a very interesting topic. I mean, it's not a topic, we can discuss about in a chit chat session. So now we are designing a topic on that. I mean, price, the segments and all that, whether that's a debate, because that's what it's not. I'm saying out of 300 sample survey, I mean, the expectation of the prospective buyer, why that is there in their mind. I mean, that is what is a mind that, probably with this kind of, scenario, last 7-8 months, with this kind of, scenario, what is market happenings, what is market inputs, what they are getting, probably might be in a, and that is, you look at the other market where the inventories are available, they are coming up with a lot of offers, but they do not know the Bhubaneswar statistics. What is Bhubaneswar system? So that is where we have designed this program, because we need to understand what is Bhubaneswar inside. Because my fellow prospective participants, my fellow prospective buyer, they also want to get a Bhubaneswar inside figure, what is happening, but the price will go down or not. They have a number of questions. We have to address those things, in time to come. That's exciting questions. We definitely, Nisit, I'm with you. I'm also planning for a separate webinar for this. And now the question answer session is on. So friends, you can ask questions to the panelists.
Jitu bhai, we have some really insightful and intriguing questions for our panelist. Mr. Alok Das, he's a consumer. He wants to know in the ticket size of 35 lakhs and above. And is there a short supply of such value of property? Because what he wants to know, in the EWS and LIG category, why there is a short supply across major cities of Odisha, unlike in other states like Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, and South cities, it is available through this AHP, PPP model and Prime Minister Awas Yojana.
So this is a question, all that is a very exciting question. Why we have a shortage? We don't have stocks, whether we have stocks, whether we will be generating those kind of stocks. Again, my questions to you, Nishit. I mean, what is it? 35 lakhs, and how do you address this question? I mean,
yeah, I fully agree with his expectation that 35 lakhs is that is a price is there in most of the purchasers' mind. Somehow it differs with your poll, but whatever my understanding goes with the market, that that is the most comfortable price people are looking for. So we have been struggling, me and my other developer friends, we have been struggling since last decade to produce affordable housing. Luckily, now there is some hope that some policies now they are very supportive to this venture. So we are expecting that some affordable houses might come up in our next projects. So definitely, because land is very precious in Bhubaneswar, and as you know, the per capita land use, I say like that, per head the land, 12 lakhs population, and what is the actually constructable area we have in the CDPs. So that is very less, and the price is very high. Nobody is going to sell off like that. I have to do my daughter's marriage and I want to sell off. That is not the situation in Bhubaneswar. So that was the big challenge. The land cost was a big challenge to us. Now, because bylaws, they have now modified little bit to little bit lower the cost component of the land. So we are looking forward that we might get some projects, affordable projects in this range in near future. I agree that we don't have much stock in this segment.
Since we don't have much stocks in this segment, we are generating stocks and all that. Now the policy is favorable. As you have understood that everybody is positive, so we are definitely looking forward for those standard stocks, and that time is not far away. But this is really challenging. What's the next question, Ansuman?
There is another question, Mr. SMP. What he's saying, as a lot of IT companies are now allowing that work from home policies. So our non-Odia's IT professional must leave or in Bangalore or Hyderabad or Pune and other metros are moving back to Odisha. And so do we see, his question is, do we see this as a pattern and the demand side to increase?
Yeah, very pertinent question. So during this new normal changes, and as everyone suggesting, and Ms. Basu, Mr. Nanda, everyone suggesting new normal changes that work from home. Even if Mr. Mahanti was suggesting this new pattern is new thoughts, new pattern is coming up in everyone's, especially the IT fraternity mind. Can I ask these questions to Mr. Mahanti, sir? Could you address these questions and all that? What we have plans for this new normal changes mindset in real estate buying, sir? Sir, are you there?
No, I'm there, Jitu, but before that, I just want to just touch upon what Nishit said. Nishit rightly said because of the previous gentleman's question. That question was in two parts. He also asked about the 35 lakhs bracket, and simultaneously he was also asking about the EWS and LIG. Why the EWS LIG supply is very less in comparison to Gujarat or Hyderabad or whatever it is, like an AHP scheme or whatever it is. Nishit rightly has addressed this 35 lakhs category. Yes, I think builder friends are nowadays looking forward to take advantage of that income tax benefit and all those things, and will probably are preparing or are coming in an organized manner to address that affordable segment. That is called an affordable segment. But to address the EWS, it is very, very difficult for the part of the private developers to address that. So government has to come in PPP mode or in partnership mode or other incentivizing mode, because EWS is a pocket where private developer can just do nothing. It is purely an initiative government has to take. Yes, developer has to give their own part of role to play, except maybe some housing policy model 1 mandatory 10% EWS. So that will probably allow supply to an extent. So that I wanted to just add to what Nishit said. Thank you, Nishit, for explaining about that 35 lakhs bracket, because land is a costly aspect and all those things. But coming back to this, I think your question was that because of now companies are allowing work from home, many people are now planning to come back to Bhubaneswar. Is that so? And will that boost the demand or not?
Yes, sir. They are planning to come back. They also want a different kind of model because it's a work from home. Because now we have 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. I think that is the question. So now what I could sense, because IT people, most of the IT people, once they come back, they also want a different model. If it's not 3, it's a 3.5, 4.5. All this kind of different model, because they want an office from home, because where inside home, even if to say it easy that work from home might be a easier terms, but practically working from home, once you don't have a privacy, walking privacy is difficult. So everywhere in the other state they have changed the model. So that's what and mostly IT people are offering it. So that's what Bhubaneswar.
I think yes, but increasing in demand by people trying to come back to Bangalore to Bhubaneswar or Hyderabad to Bhubaneswar, this is purely a swapping mechanism will come into effect. People from here will go back to their own place, people from there will come back to their own place. So it might ultimately balance out the whole thing and might add to a little bit of percentage in your demand. But yes, as we were discussing initially, there might be a thinking by the developer to incorporate some additions into the planning, maybe a small workstation kind of thing inside the plot, or maybe a workstation kind of thing inside the project. Every project will have as you say, we are developing lounges, we are developing lobbies. So there could be a workstation kind of lounges being developed in every project. But yeah, this looking at the present scenario, that looks to be a practicable solution which will boost your project, which will make your project attractive to the buyer. But I have my own doubt how far this requirement will be long-standing.
So
that is a point.
Question is the sustainability of the requirements. Whether this
Yes.
requirement is sustainable, whether it's a sustainable model or not, that need to be checked out.
So that is my understanding.
Right. I think, Anshuman, any questions? Any further questions?
Yeah, so many questions are coming up. There is a question from Mr. Srikant Biswal. My question is it better to invest in Bhubaneswar or metro cities? In terms of investment point of view, what is the scenario? Whether to invest into Bhubaneswar is better than metro cities?
It's a very specific questions and all that anyone can address it and all that. Mr. Patnaik, could you address these questions or not? Is it's better to invest in Bhubaneswar or any other city?
Definitely, as a developer from Bhubaneswar, I will advise my Odia brothers and sisters to invest in Bhubaneswar. Why to invest in other metros of the country? We have a good climate here. I asked to my cousins who work in Hyderabad or Bangalore. They tell a lot of negative things of those metros. The travel time is more, the pollution level is more, their water quality is not good as in comparison to Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar has got very many positive things, and we have seen growth in the real estate prices in Bhubaneswar. So they should invest in Bhubaneswar. Why not? Why they will invest in metros?
But
Let them work there.
But you are not able to attract. You are not able to attract people so that they come and invest in Bhubaneswar from association.
Exactly. Now it's a time to market Bhubaneswar. Now we should market. I'd request agencies like Orimark to market Bhubaneswar. Let us not market our own projects. Let us market Bhubaneswar. Why Bhubaneswar is better place than rather than other metros or other tier 2, tier 3 cities of the country? Why people? We have seen previously many bureaucrats coming to work in Odisha. They have settled here. Why they have settled here? They could see from other states like Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, UP. Bureaucrats came as working here for 30 years. They have settled here. They have their own business houses here. Why? Because of the location, because of the climate, because of the people sentiment, Odia people sentiment. So we've got many positive things.
I think my pleasure to market Bhubaneswar. So now all the
it is you to market Bhubaneswar. You people should
all the eminent panelists and noted builders are available. I mean, my suggestions to them, and I'm ready. I'm all set to market Bhubaneswar. Let's prepare a document for marketing Bhubaneswar.
Definitely,
that is where we need to generate a document to market Bhubaneswar so that we can attract. Because this is a time once you have a wonderful climate, once you have a wonderful, sustainable policy. Once if you look at it, we have a lot of advantage. But my question is, why are we not able to market Bhubaneswar? My question to Credai, my question to Naretco, my question to Afford. All three together. I'm ready to market Bhubaneswar. Next question, please.
Okay, we have a question from Mr. Amresh Das. He's asking about the pricing. He's saying the pricing is very high in Bhubaneswar compared with Kolkata, Bangalore, or Hyderabad, or many other metro cities. Why is that?
Is it really? And Bhubaneswar, it's a very question. It's a very generic question. So now usually comes to us why Bhubaneswar price is high. Sophia, would you address it?
Yes, thank you for the question.
Why Bhubaneswar price is high? Do you feel that Bhubaneswar price is high, or you have a specific reasons? No, there's a wrong thing.
Not exactly. There are few places in Bhubaneswar and the prime areas that are limited, and where the prices is high. Moreover, the supply is also limited in Bhubaneswar as compared to Kolkata and Bangalore. The supply and the demand is always neck to neck. And that is one of the reasons why at few prime locations, due to less availability of land and high price of the land, the price is more. But when you go little outskirts towards Khurda, Jatni area or towards Trishulya, Banki area, there the prices are not so high.
Yeah. This is again. If you look at metro, that is where if you compare neck to neck, you certainly cannot you certainly cannot compare downtown with outskirt. I mean, if you compare the outskirt price of any developed city, you have to compare with Bhubaneswar with any outskirt of that. I mean, that is where yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, there are a few questions. I just combo all the questions regarding RERA. A lot of questions are coming up. How strong is RERA and how it is going to protect consumers' interest? Basically, the questions are asked in that year. So there is a few questions are there. How RERA regime helping consumers?
Tapan sir, can you answer it, sir? How RERA regime is it really?
Because some people had come.
Right, sir.
Can you repeat the question?
Sir, I mean, how RERA as a tool, how it gives an advantage to consumer, and I mean, in Bhubaneswar RERA, does it ready is in a situation to address the consumers and what are the consumer related issues, because they have to generate confidence on RERA.
See, it is not a question whether RERA will get ready or not. They have to get ready. And primarily, if you look at the formation or the creation of this RERA, you will always find that it was primarily being done to protect the consumer's interest. So that means it is more oriented towards protecting the interest and rights of the consumer. So RERA was unfortunately not acting to its full strength now. Fortunately, let us not take name, but now probably RERA is gearing up, realizing the shortfalls. They are gearing up. They will start functioning nicely. I expect them to do that. Number two, there is also a tribunal already in place. They have also started functioning. So the whole hierarchy has been put in place. I think it will be working to its expectations.
Yeah, RERA is walking up to the expectations, and just a matter of time. But they are on the job. I think all the prospective homeowners, they should wait. But to the best of my knowledge, they are approachable. They are addressing the complaints, and they are giving a win-win verdict. Yes, Anshuman. Anshuman, any other questions?
There is a question. How the real estate agents fraternity and how they fare looking at current existing realtor and property consulting agencies. Mr. Santosh Senapati has asked a question.
What is it? I'm not able to understand. What is the question? Like,
okay, he wants to ask what is the in current post-COVID and post-RERA scenario, what is the real estate agent fraternities existent and what is their role will come into play, looking at the real estate segment?
Yeah, this is again a question from my fraternity. I mean, Nishit, please address it. I mean, what is our existence? There's a question from everybody during this COVID conditions. We are into a panicky conditions. In my fraternity, we are not big peoples. I mean, basically, with a market size of this standard, I mean, our existence, our sustenance is questionable. If not, can you excite us? Can you encourage us? I mean, yes, this is need of the hour, and market. I mean, needs real estate agents, realtors to stay in the market because a good time is not far away.
Yeah, I'll answer it in a different way. It is not exactly the COVID or post-COVID scenario. We must understand here, Jitu bhai, you are in this realtor, you have more than 30 years experience even. Many people, they are into this. And we must understand what is exactly our role. You know it, but still I'm telling it. At realtor, he has a very, very important role because he acts like a bridge between the purchaser and the developer, the seller. Buyer and seller, there is a bridge. There is a bridge of communication. First, it's a communication. Then transferring or making the information very clear from the developer side to the customer side. There is no confusion. Building up a trust. Building up a trust, passing the right information. That is the most important thing. So nothing related with COVID, because if for the COVID the sale has gone up for 3-4 months, April, May, June, July, then it is a loss of business to developer, realtor, bankers, everybody. But now when it bounced back, it's the same thing. So nothing with COVID, something is going to change. After RERA, they are also part of the RERA regulation. Real estate, realtors, real estate agents, developers, customers, they are all part of the RERA. They are like a triangle. So that basic things again lies that whatever the developer has this facility, developer has this scheme, developer has this offer. So real estate agent must transmit it transparently in its proper meaning to the customer. That is one part. The second part is that apart from this communication and transmitting the information, real estate agents, they have a big role to play. Like they should act as the expert. They should act as an expert in this field. They must help a customer to take a decision, understanding his budget, understanding his preferences. They act like as an advisor to the purchaser. That is the most important role. So nothing with COVID. That means I would rather say, if somebody is into real estate agency or realtor business, so he has a big responsibility post-COVID to transmit the real. Just like I was asking you a question. Now that is the topic of another webinar. Is it the thing that in Bhubaneswar the price has dropped post-COVID? Unless we clarify this thing to a purchaser, he will not take a decision. So unless he takes a decision, there will be no business. So we have now a bigger role for a real estate agent to play on after this post-COVID scenario. So nothing wrong with that. We must all support each other, and whatever we say to the customer, it should be 100% correct, 100% fact, no false whatever communications, and building up a trust, supporting each other, transmitting the correct information, and helping a person to take a decision. That is a big challenge or big responsibility, I would rather say. I still see that there is a lot of conversion is happening. Sale is boosting up slowly. So I absolutely agree with what he is saying, but still I decided there is no point to lose hope, because we are building up. We are catching up with the speed again. So both developers and real estate agents, they will go hand in hand, and both of them will be successful very soon.
Yeah, thank you, Nisit. We are building up, we are catching up, we are knowledgeable. So market is changing, new normal things. We have to adapt all this kind of things. It's same thing also applies to a realtor, real estate agents. We need to empower yourself. We need to upgrade ourselves from an agent to advisor. Once we do that, the market is all ours. So that's what, and as a real estate agent, I have already felt myself, during my 30 years. I advise my realtor friends to adapt themselves to the change situation, so that market is always with us. Any further questions?
Jitu bhai, we have another question, where the question probably is to you and of course our esteemed panelists. One gentleman asked why we are not marketing our real estate inventories or products out of Odisha, and why Orimark should not create a special purpose process or a special purpose vehicle for that to market our real estate projects out of Odisha.
Real estate project out of Odisha. It's a very exciting question. So knowledge to me in my 30 years and all that. So I have sought my local builders. I've never thought of. Yes, marketing real estate projects and outside Odisha, it comes to us. It's not that we have done any kind of seminars and all these kind of road shows where that was the supply demand was as such, no need of going outside Odisha. Because Bhubaneswar, as in my 30 years career, I have never seen that Bhubaneswar supply is always surplus. I've never seen Bhubaneswar in that way. But once supply is surplus and all that, we can definitely look for outside market. But the suggestion is definitely well taken. We are working on it. And all that, creating a marketplace, so that we are discussing in the panel that creating market Bhubaneswar. The market Bhubaneswar, once we start that thing, automatically Bhubaneswar will market it. Bhubaneswar projects will marketed outside the state, outside the country. So we need to generate a demand for Bhubaneswar. We need to create a marketplace for Bhubaneswar. I have taken this questions and I'm seriously thinking into it, how to generate a vehicle, how to generate a platform to market Bhubaneswar. Anything else?
We are almost done because also time also it's almost 6 o'clock.
I'm sorry that we crossed 30 minutes more because our time schedule is 5:30, and I definitely I'm sorry to all the panelists and giving their patient time. Everyone is available. Everyone has given their point of view, valid point of view. Everyone has excited the participants given all this kind of necessary inputs. I thank one and all attending this session for making it so successful by not merely being present, rather making the webinar truly engaging and worthwhile. My gratitude to the reward members of the panel to spare their time and devoting your energy and knowledge and insight, without whom the webinar could not have achieved its objective. It's my gratitude to all the panelists. The way they have supported us, we are definitely excited. Friends, this is just the beginning, because we have designed a platform in such a way we have to do all kind of necessary market research, this kind of projection, this kind of discussion, so this kind of analysis, sharing with you and all that. This is a beginning. I think I'm encouraged with all your participations and all your inputs. You share it with us. And friends, this is just the beginning. We look forward organizing many more similar, informative, insightful, and interesting sessions from coming time. The beautiful things about the learning is that nobody can take it away from you. So let's keep meeting and keep learning. I'm thankful to all of you. It's a wonderful, wonderful session. Specifically thanks to Mr. Mahanti, Mr. Nanda, Mr. Patnaik, Mr. Tripathi, Mr. Patnaik, Ms. Sophia, and Ms. Basu, Mr. Vidai for their insight sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I'm extremely gratified.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.